After making the semi-finals for the first time in 7 years during the 1983 season, the Balmain Tigers suffered a significant form slump in 1984, winning just 12 out of 24 games and finishing 9th on the ladder. Eager to get his side back into premiership contention, coach Frank Stanton was active in the player market during the off-season, netting 3 players who he thought would bring some much-needed class to the club's backline. Veteran winger Russell Gartner and exciting utility back Scott Gale were recruited from East, along with goal-kicking winger and centre Ross Conlon from Canterbury. The season started well, with Gartner and Conlon both crossing the stripe in the team's 26-6 win against North Sydney, and in fact, the team had played so well they were selected to feature in Channel 10's Match of the Round the following Sunday against Penrith, who had opened their season with a shock 24-16 win over Manly. Much of the pre-game hype had surrounded the individual battle between Gale and Penrith number 7, Greg Alexander. But when the dust had settled, there was one clear victor.
Izzard, the tackler, played by Gary Jack. It's gone through Paul Bevan to Scott Gale. Gale, a short ball for Hardwick. Hardwick has gone underneath them. He's built close to the ground, and I'll tell you what, it helped him in scoring this try. Conlon. Jack. Gary Jack will score. Gary Jack has scored. Stephen wrote the script, and Jack has plunged down the ball there for the 4-pointer. Graham, that move looked very similar to something that I saw from Canterbury Bankstown a year or two back. Levy. Gonzalez from the left wing, working on the right of the ground. He's out of the tackle. Gonzalez, it's a try. No, he's been given him a touch. Roach to play it now, but every time they do handle, they're making 7 and 8 metres. They're getting well past the advantage line. Bevan, flick pass for Pearce, and Pearce pops his way down to the 22. Up goes Hanrahan, and Patherbridge has dropped it. David Brooks is the dummy half. Bevan cutting out a player to Conlon to Jack. So easy. So easy for Balmain. Gary Jack picks up his second try. When he marks out his run, he'll be almost on the halfway. In fact, he's back in his own side of halfway as he makes his approach. All right, let's have a look at it from end on. There it goes. And he's got it! Beautiful kick by Conlon. Hardwick is injured for Balmain. Brad Izzard! How will score! Penrith have finally registered some points. Roach has gone without it. Picked up by Hardwick. And Hardwick has dived in. Well, if he has scored, and he has, it should never have been allowed to happen. And Pearce looked at the touch judge as if to say, didn't you see that either? But it made no difference because Mike Marquito is in to score under the uprights. Marquito scores recently into the game, replacing Paul Clark. There's the siren. It's all over, mercifully, for Penrith. Here's the scoreboard for you. Balmain, 36, 2 tries apiece to Hardwick and Jack, 1 to Marquito, 8 goals for Conlon. For Penrith,
it was an impressive win, but the Tigers weren't going to rest on their laurels. In round 3, they disposed of Cronulla 32-8 at Leichhardt in a match during which Gartner grabbed 4 tries. While the next week, they crushed Wests 50-10, with former Magpie Conlon scoring 22 points through a try and 9 goals. After their blistering start, the Tigers were sitting pretty in first place on the ladder. However, they are about to face their first true test of the season when defending premiers Canterbury Bankstown rolled into Leichhardt.
And not just at the play of the ball either, around that scrum, where the emphasis is on defence, and this will be a penalty. Kelly lashing out with the feet, and he's back-chatted. Well, that's stupid stuff. I'll tell you what, all the interest in Sydney has been around the battle of the entertainers, but what about this fellow, Ross Conlon? You reckon he wouldn't want to win this game?
Wouldn't he like to kick this goal?
Would he what? From Canterbury to Balmain, seemingly not wanted over there. The kick is a beauty! Conlon raises the flags, tries to play it, but he's put on the ground by Pearce. That probably should have got a penalty, but Tunks, he has scored! Tunks scores for Canterbury. He's a specialist when it's close to the line. Is this man Peter Tunks? 7 metres out, the fans calling for Balmain. Oh, Gary Jack! He's over! That's a try! That's a move they put on against Penrith. Exactly the same move. In fact, I can tell you now that Junior said to me during the week, you'll see it again on Sunday.
Side's the side to go if they can read it.
Elias across to Gale, along by... It'll be a try! It'll be a try, I think! He's running out of ground! Gale's going to get him! Gale, I think, is going to get him now! Peter Mortimer scored! Conlon, 40 metres out, directly in front. 2 out of 2 for the moment. And here we go. Hits it. He likes it. He's got it. Oh boy, can this man kick.
You can see there they were able to shut him out because they latched their defence around his left arm. He's got to vary it, have a right arm release.
Wayne Pearce looking for runners, but there's nobody running. Elias is knocked over by Farah. Roberts is going to give a penalty. Sets the compass, a little jig in, hits it, and he's got it! Another goal for Conlon. The Tigers go to the lead. It's Farah who plays it just outside the 22. Steve Mortimer's gone right through, pulled down by Gary Jack. 12 metres from the line. Broman goes up, finds Gould. He gets the pass to Folkes. Folkes to Langmack. Langmack is over. Langmack has scored for Canterbury Bankstown. Beautiful piece of play. Broman. Mullane inside the 22. Peter Mortimer inside to his brother Steve, and Steve is over the line. But what's the touch judge saying? It's a try. A try to Steve Mortimer. Gale's gone into an opening. He kicks ahead. Gale and Potter, a race for the ball. Gale's going to score. Yeah! Gale has scored. Yeah, it's a great try. Heavens above. He'll play the ball again. It's passed by Owens to Gale to Roach. Roach looks for Pearce. Pearce is coming up, but too late. And Roach will play the ball. They need to push it to the left now. It's a penalty to Balmain. Ross Conlon's got a chance to draw it. Can Ross Conlon pot this and draw the game? Thus, Canterbury in 2 draws in as many weeks. He's missed it. Well, there you go. You never can tell. And he's tackled over there by Hanrahan. There's the siren. It's all over. What a great game of rugby league we've just seen.
Despite losing in such heartbreaking circumstances, the Tigers didn't have much time to lick their wounds, as, less than 3 days later, they had to entertain royalty, as King Wally and his combined Brisbane side rolled into town intent on defending their crown as National Panasonic Cup champions.
Gartner tackled on the 32-metre line. Let's check the footy tab and the possible outcomes. And Gartner, he's played the ball facing the
facing square on to play the ball. Penalty against Balmain.
And that's a ridiculous penalty for a man of his experience to give. Here's Rebo again. 32 metres out. This looks better. It looks good. He's got it. Rebo gets first points for the combined Brisbane side. Conlon plays it back to David Brooks. On to Scott Gale. They use the air now. They're trying to go over the top of them. There's plenty of runners, plenty of chasers. Benny Elias has scored. Benny Elias has scored for Balmain. And there's a punch up in the in-goal area. But you'll find that Roberts has already given the try. Hemsley bleeding from an eye wound. Fed by Foster, won by Brisbane, won by Balmain, I should say. And Roach and Dowling come up out of the scrum, exchanging everything bar platitudes.
This is probably about 10 minutes later than I expected it to happen.
This is how it looked from the ground level cameras. Rebo looking to narrow the gap. It looks all right off the boot. He's got it again, Rebo. 6 points to 4 now in favour of the Tigers. Of course, Manly plays Balmain on the weekend, and Coach Bobby Fulton has brought his entire team to Leichhardt tonight to watch this cup clash against Brisbane. And it's a penalty to Brisbane. That's holding, penalty to Balmain, I beg your pardon. Here he is now. He's got it. Kick. Oh, easily. So easy. He's a beautiful kicker of the ball. Conlon is certainly cool. Russell Gardner limping badly on that right leg of his as the line dropout goes more than 50 metres on the full to Colin Scott. Scott tackled by Gale and Bridge. There's Russell Gardner favouring that leg. Penalty given to Brisbane, and then
Talking back. Balmain, number 11.
Then Steve Roach was penalised for back-chatting 23 metres out. He should get it. He hits it, and he's got it. So Rebo's not kicking too badly. 10 metres out from the line.
This is very much a danger time for Brisbane.
Elias with it. 5 tackles gone as he's wrapped up by Wally Lewis. Gale, shot for drop goal, and I like it. He's got it. A further point on the board for Balmain. He's obviously still a hard man to stop, John Rebo. Out to Lewis now. Beautiful pass to French and on to Scott. Here's trouble for Balmain. Stephen Boys will score. That's a great try. That's a tremendous rugby league try. Displaying the basics, I understand that, but it was simply a case of catching and passing, and they did all that, and they did it very well. Niebling on the 22.
There's a change in the Balmain side, Ray. The number 17, Owens, is on, and just at this early stage, I think their centre, Hanrahan, could be the player that's off the field, and if that's the case, it's bad news for Balmain. They'll obviously have to make a lot of adjustments in defence.
Penalty against Brisbane, picking the ball up in the ruck.
This kick will put Balmain in front by a point. Anybody prepared to say he won't get it? In flight, it looks all right. It looks good. He's got it. Oh boy, what a kick. Under the pressure that he must have been. Graham Hughes, sidelines.
Just talking about those changes with Hanrahan leaving the field, Ray. Wayne Pearce is definitely going to stay in the centres with Kevin Harvick moving back to lock.
Here's Gary Jack making a great run. Around the corner to Bridge. On it goes to Gale. Gale, he's running like a man inspired. Gale, he'll score. Look at the jubilation in this Balmain team. It's swear blown they've won a cup final or a grand final. Mike Marquito in 16. He's going to score. Marquito under the uprights. He's about 15 metres out from the Brisbane line as it's passed and found by David Brooks, and Brooks is very close. He's over. Brooks has scored another Balmain try. 3 of them in the space of about 7 minutes. And Balmain have really now rammed home the advantage to lead by 27 to 10. Owens to Pearce. Pearce away from the centre. Inside for Brooks. He'll score again. Yes! Brooks scores his second try. Coyne. Darling. The front rower bombing. And it's come down sweetly for a Brisbane try.
The final score was 33-16. A great achievement considering Brisbane had 4 internationals in their ranks. Balmain's next appointment was at Brookvale Oval against the Seagulls, who had also had a strong start to the season. However, fatigue seemed to get the best of the Black and Golds, and they failed to cross the stripe in a 10-6 loss. Anzac Day, and the Tigers were back on the box, this time against an Eastern Suburbs side that was getting used to life under new coach Arthur Beetson.
Beautiful kick. The touch judges never moved at any stage. Plays it back to Riley, across to Spina. That's Horton. Now Tessman. Tessman holding it back, giving it to Bell. Bell's going for the corner. Bell's going to score. First try of the match. He's been called back. Well, they've called it back. The pass from Tessman to Bell. And Riley goes into ruck half. Riley across the ground, still going. Elias fell off him. It's gone to Horton. The 5/8's into the clear again. Here comes Ferguson. He gives the ball to Ferguson. Checks after him. He's away. Hanrahan got in the road. The referee got in the road of Hanrahan, but Ferguson has gone in to score. The Tigers fans irate, to say the least. Almost wearily comes across defeated. East against the head have won it. Ferguson to Horton, Horton to Spina. Spina away from Hanrahan, back to Tobin. Tobin tackled, 10 out. Eastern Suburbs, they need a quick play of the ball and a quick chain pass. And it's a penalty to East. We should get this. Gets it nicely off the mound, and there's the 2 points for Eastern Suburbs. It makes them fairly comfortable on 8 points to 2 now. Wingers, fullbacks included. Centre, up the middle for Pearce. Away it goes to Bridge. Bridge inside 32, up to 22, still going. This is 6 more tackles for mine. It is. It's gone from Gardner to Bridge, and Bridge is tackled. They've still got 6 tackles remaining. Well, that's the first of them, I should say. Gale is knocked on. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. A penalty goes to Balmain, nevertheless. Hits it, and yes, they paid it. It's a goal for Conlon, and 8-4 the score in favour of Eastern Suburbs. 5 tackles gone. Good Eastern Suburbs defence. The left of the ground is where Balmain has to go. Out to Gale, and Gale's pass is taken on the bounce, but it's gone on to Owens, and Owens goes in to score. Well, Eastern Suburbs failed to shuffle across. They failed to match up man for man, and they paid the penalty, the Roosters. It's desperate defence by Balmain. Horton, away to Spina, on to Hardy. He's away from Bridge. They can't bomb it again, surely. It's a try. It's a try to Wayne Chalice. Well, I don't think I've seen a team make a try look harder than Eastern Suburbs has here today. And it must fair dinkum have Arthur Beetson losing weight just sitting there. Talking to schoolboys, St Greg's play Fairfield Pats on Saturday at 3 at Fairfield School. Here's Davidson, oh, ankle-tapping tackle, saving the day for Eastern Suburbs. The siren has sounded. It's all over. It's over.
After losing 3 premiership games on the trot, the Tigers dropped out of the 5 and desperately needed a win. After the bye in round 8, they ventured to Cogra to meet a Dragons side that was yet to lose a game in 1985. What followed was one of the best games of the season.
In for an easy try. Short pass on the blind side, but there's no defence at home. Roach pops it up for Hanrahan. Then Conlon. Conlon with support. Davidson for the corner. Morris has got him. He put the ball down. Is that a try? I think it might be. No try. Referee Stone says no try. Beatty's got it. Linane, a field goal. Yes. Steve Linane, a one-pointer. Elias works it further. Intercepted. This could be a try. O'Connor's got plenty of speed. Here comes Gardner. Can Gardner stop him? No, it's a try. O'Connor to convert his own try. Yes, 2 more points. St George lead 13-0 after 18 minutes of the first half. Gale, Elias. Three St George defenders, but a Balmain penalty all over him. There it goes. 2 points for Balmain. They're on the board. Some joy for the Tiger fans. Hardwick. Jarvis is there to hold on. Gale, all offside St George. Eager Beavers in defence. And another chance for Conlon. It's a flat kick, but it's a good one. 2 out of 2 for Conlon. Grim determination all over his face. Elias. Conlon with Gardner. Conlon back in. And Elias was there. A few metres out. Balmain have another go. Elias plays it forward. And he was tackled without the ball.
Glenn Burgess is going to the sin bin here, I'd say. 10 minutes for Glenn Burgess, who came from an offside position to tackle Elias, who was desperate to tow the ball ahead. You can see Ross Conlon telling the referee what to do, but he made his mind up. The touch judge is also on. He's come on the field.
Breeze blowing into Conlon's face. He's kicked it well, though. Nice kick. Keeps Balmain in the hunt here. 13-6. Finished off by Wynn. Gary Jack. Nice run. Cruising through them. Great break. He looks inside. Gartner's there. And he has to take the tackle. Beattie does a good job. Remember, St George have still got 12 men. Elias to Conlon. Back inside to Pearce. Elias again to Gale. On to Bridge. Bridge fires it to Gardner. Back inside. He misses Wynn. He's heading for the corner. And he's almost there. He's still going. He puts it down for a try. Gardner has scored the try. It looked like he was going to be caught short of the line. Conlon's toughest kick of the day. Across the breeze he goes. He's hit that beautifully. What a kick. Yes, sir. 1 point in the game. It's just that Steve Linane field goal that's the difference. Linane, O'Grady. There's Noak. Good break by Billy Noak. He's got Beattie with him. He looks inside for Linane. Now Linane's heading for the line. Linane's fast enough. He'll score. A great St George try. St George threatening the Balmain defence again in the last 10 minutes. Linane sees a bit of space. It's a good kick. And it's close to the line, but it's just too damp. Beattie onto Jack by the coattail. Almost intercepted, but it's gone to Conlon. Conlon up over halfway to Davidson. Davidson flies for the corner. Davidson pops up the pass. It's a great try to Brooks. Brooks scores an incredible try. Last one. Clark. Bridge. Bridge kicks it, but too deep. No, not too deep. It's a try to Bridge. Well, that ball caught sideways, and Gary Bridge was onto it. Balmain in front. That surprised everybody. Surprised the St George defence. St George rush it back to the quarter line. That's full time, and Balmain have done it. The young Balmain side, who've lost some close ones this year, have won today. An excellent victory. It was 3 tries apiece.
What a comeback from the Tigers. Once again, they didn't have much time to recuperate though, as they had another midweek match at Leichhardt. And through a strange quirk of fate, their opponents were the Dragons.
Beattie towing it through. Lanane may well score. Lanane's going to score. Yes. Yes, that's a try. I can't fault it. He played the whistle, Steve Lanane. So did Michael Beattie, and they reaped the rewards. Elias. 15 metres. Picking up Big Roach. Roach gives it to Bridge. Bridge is tackled inside the 22. Good play, Elias. Good play, Roach. Picked up again, but it's a penalty to Balmain, right in front of the uprights. Conlon right in front, no mistakes. 6-2 then. Dragons leading Tigers. Third quarter-final National Panasonic Cup. Young taken by a swarm of players. Gale was prominent, so was Jack. Across to Lanane, then to O'Grady, on to Morris. Lovely cut-out ball to O'Connor. Shut the gate, O'Connor's out. He scored, Mike O'Connor, very wide. Beautiful ball by Paul Morris. Stay with us and watch this replay. Players about 10 metres out from the St George line. From dummy half goes Elias. Oh, how easy. How easy for Benny Elias. He simply went up a blind side that was totally unoccupied. There was nothing there. The closest thing to him was the crowd. There again we saw a player kicking to clear from about inside his own 22 or 10 metres out. Scrum has erupted with Young and Roach exchanging glances. But I can't believe that Gary Jack earlier and Craig Young then would be looking to find touch from these positions on the field. Young's a little bit bewildered. Oh dear, they weren't back 10 metres, were they? Well, he agrees. It's a penalty, and now it's on again. Nothing too much to worry about. Let's not over-dramatise. This is one of his simpler kicks. This time he's got it, and that's the end of the section. As far as the first half is concerned, the Saints are leading by 12 points to 8. Pierce working for the opening, but the St George defensive line up to the task. Petherbridge takes it back towards the centre. Pulled down by Ritchie and Young. Penalty to Balmain. Well, St George, he's put him in the bin. Craig Young's been sent to the send bin. Bit of breeze. He hits it, and he's got it. No drama at all this time. 12-10 in favour of the Saints. Roach. Saints with a sideline replacement. Getting ready, Chris Johns. He's a man with tremendous speed. Here's Pierce to Jack. Jack to Gale. The Tigers will come around and score near the uprights. Gale has scored. Balmain, of course, will be joined by Gary Schofield, the English three-quarter. Probably next weekend, I'm better believe. Davidson down the flank. Roach has sprinted inside the quarter. Davidson backs him up, and Davidson scores. The Tigers are in again. 2 tries while Craig Young is in the sin bin. Elias. Charge down, it'll be a try. It'll still be a try. Cannon scores for the Dragons. Cannon scores for the Dragons. Well, Lady Luck has finally smiled on them. And do you reckon that hasn't set the stage for one hell of a final quarter? 5 tackles gone for the Dragons. They're still too far away from that goal line, though. Wynn it is who puts up the big kick, and they're coming from all over the park. Jack's underneath it. Oh, safe as a bank, isn't he? If you want to put your money somewhere, put it on Gary Jack. He's pretty safe under pressure. And then he takes the play about 35 metres out. The siren sounds in the background, and Leichhardt Oval erupts into the scenes that have been reserved, in my time anyway, for cup finals. But the Tigers have won this third quarter final after trailing by 12 points to 2. They've come back to win by 20 points to 18, almost, and unbelievably, a reenactment of last Saturday down at Cogra's Jubilee.
With 2 wins on the trot against one of the league's big guns, the Black and Golds look to be gaining some confidence. That said, they were certainly made to work the following Sunday when they hosted a plucky Illawarra side at Leichhardt. The Steelers started well and led 8-2 early, but strong games from Gardner and stand-in captain Gary Bridge allowed the Tigers to eventually take the game 20-12. May also signalled the beginning of the representative season, and after the club's reasonably strong start, Balmain provided 6 players to the annual City Country clashes in Newcastle. Wayne Pearce, Benny Elias, David Brooks and Gary Jack represented City firsts against a Country first side containing Steve Roach, while Ross Conlon lined up for City seconds. In what would prove a busy weekend, 5 of the 6 would turn up for Balmain the next day at Seaford Oval, with Roach the only absentee in a hard-fought 13-10 win over the Raiders. Next up was another Sunday match of the round game against Parramatta, but with Game 1 of the State of Origin series to be played the following Tuesday, the Tigers were without New South Wales reps Pearce, Roach, Elias and Jack. That said, the side was boosted by the addition of a new star, with teenage Great Britain centre Gary Schofield making his first appearance in a starting lineup for the Black and Golds.
Conlon gets the pass away and Schofield getting his first touch of the ball. Bridge. Plenty of numbers out on the left for Balmain. Petheridge. Yes! Schofield! He's got 32 to go! Conlon! Conlon will score? No! Davidson will score! Davidson picks up the 4 points! Oh, the ecstasy for the Balmain fans! It was all too tight. Something had to break. And it was Balmain, and look at Gary Schofield. He really loves the fact that he was involved. Desperate defence by Parramatta. As Balmain, they're holding all the aces at the moment. Petheridge, and away for Schofield. Gardner, he scores! Gardner goes in for Balmain's second. Oh, you reckon they're not enjoying this? He's heading for arthroscope examination tomorrow. Cronin to Quinn. Cuts out Laurie, picks up Price. He's galloped into a hole, Price. He's 32 out. This is Taylor. Oh, Taylor looked for a winger or a centre or somebody. Now he's found Hunt. But there was, oh, goodness gracious, a big, big gap in the Parramatta attack line. That was embarrassing for Paul Taylor. Well, is this the start of the Parramatta climb back?
You can never feel comfortable against them. They're a great attacking side.
Cronin's kick, he's got it. There's the first points for Parramatta. Balmain 10, Parramatta 2. Hunt's tackled 10 metres on his side of the halfway, and Sterling is injured. He might have got a bit of a hurry up in back play. Here's Laurie. Laurie's burst into a hole. Here comes Quinn, and he's been crunched by Conlon. 5 gone. Sterling nursing the nose. Penalty to Parramatta, and 10 minutes in the bin for Conlon. Well, he's ruled a professional foul. That brings Frank Stanton to his feet. Ross Conlon in the sin bin. Cronin. Straight, high and long. 2 points. Balmain 10, Parramatta 4. Hemsley. There's the ball down for Whittaker, and he's taken by Ford, but Hardwick's got the ball. 5 gone for the Tigers. They're going for it. Gary Schofield by G. I tell you what, it's a good kick. He's kicked it. Sterling. Cronin. Quinn. Sharp. Quinn. for the corner. Petherbridge has got it. Oh boy. How close. This was Chalmers coming straight down the barrel of one of our cameras. And Petherbridge needed the help of Hardwick. Wow. I didn't realise that he even got the ball anywhere near down.
Conlon back on.
Oh, intercepted by Schofield. Schofield scores for Balmain. Well, it was a funny thing. I was watching the referee. He didn't know that there'd been an intercept. And I can't blame Greg McCallum because everybody else was watching the blue and gold traffic when Gary Schofield, like a thief in the night. Schofield takes it to ground. Gale, Hemsley. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Balmain have beaten Parramatta decisively by 17 points to 4. Davidson, Gartner, Schofield. Tries for Balmain. Conlon 2 from 6. Schofield a drop goal. Cronin 2 penalties for the Eels. And that's it. 17 to 4 to the Black and Gold.
To say that the schedule was jam-packed for some of the Tigers players during this period would be an understatement, as the following Wednesday they were back playing midweek footy, this time in a semi-final against West. Miraculously, Pearce, Roach and Elias all played, despite representing their state in Brisbane the previous evening.
Pearce and Roach and a couple of them had a pretty hard game last night, and I think they might find the 2 games pretty hectic.
Let's see how it unfolds.
Well, I think so. I hope all goes well anyhow, Graham. Thanks, mate.
Keith Holman. Former great mag. Oh, penalty to Balmain. No worries. The winger for West in the 5-jumper, losing it, and Neil played it. This is Cogger. Gee, he's got a big step and he's gone into a gap. Beautiful tackle, Scott Gale. Neil. Brett Gale. I suppose Brett is entitled to be thinking, well, the little bloke made a good tackle over there. He can't get me. Davidson. Good football by Davidson. Have a look at this for a try. Scored by Scott Gale. I was about to say Benny Elias, but it was Scott Gale. Pearce. Good work by Pearce to Elias. Now to Conlon. Can he pass? Yes, he can. Here's Elias. Back inside. Hardwick keeps up the wrap. Back inside again. Here's Scott Gale. And put down by Roach. Picked up by the Magpies. This is Cogger to the 22 line. A quick play the ball required, and they should hit the blind again. They do. Bruce Clark through one. On it goes now for Javal. Here's a try. A try to Wayne Wigham. Good work, Magpies. Good work. Wayne Wigham scores a try on a strip that he knows so well, Leichhardt Oval. Hemsley. Ooh, solid tackle. Bruce Clark and Terry Leabeater, the West front rowers, hit him together. Gale. Cut-out pass right across there. Here's Pearce out wide. The pass to Schofield. He's in for another Australian try. Gee, the pass from Pearce to Schofield looked a little bit. How's your father? Schofield, though, has picked up another Australian try. Would set the stage for a great finish. Crooks tackled about 8 metres out from the Balmain line. Fivey just a metre out. The Tigers, oh, he's kicked it ahead. He scored. Fivey has scored for Western Suburbs. He does. calling the ball. Whittaker takes it from dummy half. There's the siren. It's over. But not before Western Suburbs gave it one hell of a shot. Gallant in defeat. But the Tigers go to the cup final.
So with that win, the Tigers were into their first midweek final in 5 years. However, before that, they had another premiership game. This time against local rivals South Sydney.
They're going to beat Balmain with all their previous commitments they've had with State of Origin games, and that I think that today, you know, they could be a bit tired and get Balmain off their guard and probably could get away with them.
Here's Conlon, 50 metres out, just off centre. Plenty of length, plenty of height, and sweep for direction. There's a good tunnel for you, but quickly it was won by South. This is Andrews, the lock. And again, there's some fisticuffs in the middle of the ground, and Benny Elias has gone down. Both his props stayed there with him to try and help him. Penalty to South now. Well, don't tell me a touch judge isn't going to come in and say anything about this. Elias, as you can see, is bleeding. He's dazed. He's looking around saying, how the hell did they get the penalty? Baker, he's got it, Neil. Yep. Baker levels up the scoreline. The Rabbits and the Tigers, 2-2. Here's Elias to take the tap. Roach goes up hard back to Elias. Gee, he's done well, Roach, the last twice that he's handled. Elias does well, so does Gale, to get it down to the 10-metre line. And again, Elias seemed to pick up some flack in back play. Here's a penalty to Balmain again, stealing the ball. He'd have this one for breakfast. 4 points to 2 now. Balmain leading. Baker. Baker going fast. Oh, Featherbridge went for it. Souths have got a chance. I think they've scored. Mark Ross has scored for Souths. The Rabbits. First try. Davidson. Good ball. Andrews can't handle it, though. And Brooks has it for Balmain. Clark. Pierce. Gardner. That's the 22 line he's on. Gale. Bridge. Cuts out Owens. Finds Schofield. Conlon. He's got Davidson unmarked. Davidson scores. Pierce put down by Davidson out there, and another skirmish. Match has been punctuated by little incidents like these. It's a good tackle on Pierce, and Davidson didn't know very much about it, really. Penalty to Balmain. Here he comes. Bang. Looks okay. He's got it again. Oh. Can this man kick? 12-8 Balmain. Conlon. Schofield. Schofield into a hole. Long ball for Gardner. Inside pass for Pierce. Pierce gets his pass inside for Elias. Elias is over the line, as he knows. A metre short of the line. Scott Gale. Long ball to Bridge. On now to Schofield. Schofield tackle. 10 metres out. Brilliant passage of play by the Tigers. Bridge. Long cutout pass. Owens chance. Now Petherbridge over the top. Davidson scores. Balmain exploiting what appears to be a weakness in the South Sydney defence out wide. And John Davidson scores his second try. And so they set themselves up for a play back to the right. Gale, Bridge, cuts out Conlon, picks up Pearce. Pearce gets a ball away, backwards for Bridge. It's still on for the Tigers. It's with Schofield. He scores again, Schofield. 3 times he's made an Australian appearance, and 3 times he's put the football over the try line. Still there 2 metres out. That's the 4th tackle. Oh, Davidson came steaming onto it, and he's gone over the try line. He's given a try. And he's put somebody in the bin. Steve Roach. Roach has been sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes.
Ray, this will be for questioning what Balmain are calling for a double movement.
Well, gee, it looked like a double movement from here.
For mine, there's no doubt about it. It is a double movement. The play is stopped here. He can make no further progress. His arms have hit the ground, and then he reached out.
No question about it. Roach has been sent off for 10 minutes to the sin bin, but that's what he would have been bluing about. Owens, Conlon, Gale. It's a penalty against South for being inside the 5. Roberts giving the penalty right in front, and Frank Stanton says, that'll do me, thank you. But this Balmain side, the more I see of them, hey Joe, I'll tell you what, they'll take some denying in 1985. Conlon kicks the goal. Balmain's lead has been extended to 24-12, and the siren sounds the end of the Balmain Souths match. David Brooks, one of the big players for Balmain today. Wayne Pearce played well, I think you'd agree, and so too did Ross Conlon.
With the season at its halfway point, the Tigers sat in 2nd place on the Winfield Cup ladder with 20 competition points, just behind St George, who are on 21. However, despite their high position on the ladder, it wasn't all good news, as injuries and fatigue were starting to take effect. Gary Jack and Kevin Hardwick were battling hip and knee injuries respectively, while Pearce, Elias and Roach were playing their 5th game in 10 days when the Tigers took to the field for the National Panasonic Cup final against Cronulla.
Roach. Good work by Roach. Gale has taken it to the 32. Here comes a try, I think. Gary Bridge, yes! Balmain scores a try. It came from Roach. It went to Gale and then to Bridge. And the first points of the cup final to the Tigers. It was a dummy by Elias to the prop going left, and then he gave it to the right, and Roach got that ball away. That's where it all started. And then Gale, Bill did fine, didn't he?
Gale knew how to finish it off. He stepped off the right foot, he drew the cover defence, saw Bridge looming up in support, fired a well-timed pass to Bridge, and he did the rest. Great opener.
Play just onto the Cronulla side of halfway. Here's Pearce, a short ball for Conlon. Conlon's to the 22. Here's Gary Jack storming onto it, and Jack is tackled 15 out. Gale, Bridge, Schofield. Here comes Gardner. Chipped ahead by Bridge. He was held back. Bridge, this will be a penalty. It is to Balmain. Here comes Conlon. There it goes. It's coiling, and he's got it. Conlon kicks the goal. So Merlot's already gone down in 3 scrums, and he's lost 2 against the head. Boy, that's bad. Here's Gale, back inside. Pearce. Here goes Gardner. Gardner's gonna score. Gardner's in for a cup final try. The Tigers second for the night. There it is. ball to the blind.
And Wayne Pearce did the job. He loomed up on the inside, took the pass back, realised Gardner was unmarked because his winger had come in off his wing, fired the pass to Gardner. He improved his position. He realised the Cronulla cover defence wasn't coming and goes over adjacent to the posts.
With you as you make the tackle on him. Here's Hatch getting it away now to Coles. Coles, he's about 7 or 8 metres out. 5 tackles gone for Cronulla Sutherland. Can they score? Carney puts up the kick into the corner. The big men fly, and it's a try! It's a try for the Sharks! Mark Wakefield has picked up the try. Carney gets the kick in, and they keep it going. Carney's gonna score! Carney! Yes! Yes, I think so! It's a try! The Sharks, they're fighting back in the cup. Dean Carney scores a solo try. If you are contemplating an early night, you better put it up a little bit longer. There's 5 minutes of the cup to go, and Dean Carney on his own kicked it once, kicked it twice, and then it's a pick up and a plant, and there it is. Carney's kick is sweet. He's got the extras. It's 14-12 in the cup final with the Tigers in front and hanging on. I think if you watch it on the replay, it has possibly come off around about the sternum area. There's the siren. The cup is over. Won by Balmain over the ever so gallant Cronulla Sutherland. Fantastic match. Tremendously strong performance by the Tigers. Look at that scene at Leichhardt Oval as we wind down the 1985 National Panasonic. Balmain 14, Cronulla 12. Great scenes. The smile on Wayne Pearce's face says it all. Tremendous ambassador for the game is he, the captain. And so too are the players behind him. John Morris, in fact, Wayne Pearce's immediate boss, just congratulating him privately before he reaches the official area. Look at the smile on Benny Elias's face. So Tom Bellew is there with John McGuirk and George Brown. And John Quayle too, I see to the left of them Bob Abbott from the Australian Rugby League. Great moments for the Tigers. They celebrated a similar victory back in 1976 in probably the most talked about cup final when they beat Norths. And there it is, the cup held aloft by Wayne Pearce.
What a win for the Tigers. Their first top-grade trophy in 9 years. But the triumph would also prove particularly special for Scott Gale, who was named both man of the match and superstar of the tournament. With the Midweek Cup now over, the club returned to focusing solely on the premiership. However, they would continue to play short-staffed, with Pearce, Roach, Elias and Jack continuing their representative commitments, this time via a tour of New Zealand with the Australian side. First up was a second-round clash with the Bears at North Sydney Oval. Despite missing their test stars, the Tigers won comfortably, with 6 goals from Conlon helping them to a 29-6 win, and top spot on the ladder following St George's loss to Parramatta that same afternoon. Next up were Penrith, who came to Leichhardt with revenge on their minds after the pummeling they received on their home turf earlier in the season.
He's put Robinson into an opening. He's down to the 32, and Simmons was there supporting him. Simmons has tackled about 30 metres out. 5 tackles gone for the Panthers. Through to Alexander. He chips for the corner for Fenton. Bridge is back there. The bounce has beaten him. It'll be a try. It's a try, all right. Scored by Warren Fenton. Well, what an awful bounce Gary Bridge got. Beautiful football by Alexander. Clark. Hardwick.
Clark's adopted somewhat of a different role today. Normally with Stephen Roach in the side, Balmain have one front rower who can use the ball, and Clark makes more of a role of just taking the ball up. But today he's trying to use the ball somewhat in Steve Roach's absence.
65.2% his success rate for this year.
It's probably not as flattering to him as it should be. I think everyone should consider the fact that Ross virtually has a shot from anywhere in the opposition's half.
Conlon kick, he likes it. So do the touch judges. And so does the Balmain fans. Penrith 6, Balmain 2. Gale again. Bridge. John Owens. Conlon. Schofield. There's a chance on here. Gardner's dropped it. Oh, boy. Hemsley. David Brooks will go in and score in the corner. Hemsley. Oh dear. Wasn't it a gem of a pass? Brandon Lee. Might have just shortened him up a little bit, Lee, that tackle. Here's Alexander doing some skipping, some dancing, some weaving. And he's over the halfway line. The support is coming. He holds it back. He's still going. He picks up his winger, Gonzalez. Gonzalez is down 10 metres away from the Balmain line. Well, we're waiting for one of them to let go. Here's Alexander. The ball knocked down by the Tigers. It'll be a scrum 12 metres out from the Tigers line. Well, this man Alexander, he got away from one, he weaved around a second, dodged around a third. That was Scott Gale. That would have given him a hell of a lot of pleasure. Brad Izzard was coming, and Alexander was still able to promote the ball out to that left flank to Gonzalez. And here's Alexander from the scrum. Alexander straight out of the scrum base has scored under the posts. Look at that smile. Yeah, I'm not so sure I agree with you, Bill, to be honest with you. With the 22 drop out, they've got to do a bit of tackling down here, but they're well down the ground. Oh, look at Bevan! Bevan! He pops it up for Schofield. He scores again! Schofield, he makes an absolute habit of scoring tries. I got news for you, Billy. You were right. Some of these Balmain forwards are taking an hour to get back there. 12 all, no change. Last 5 minutes. Brooks. Owens. Well, this is very much the time for the second effort now from both sides. Balmain with 3 plays have taken it to within 5 metres of the halfway. That's their 4th. They've gone from the 22 to the halfway. Schofield to Conlon. Conlon getting himself away from a tackle by Robinson, and now it's gone on to Owens. Now it's back to Gale. Gale spins the ball across to Conlon. Conlon's got numbers on his outside, but it's a knock-on. 6 more tackles. It's with Petherbridge, and the big fullback is tackled on the first.
This is the stage of a match when you're looking for your little fast men to try and win a game for you. Your half, your 5'8", your 2 wingers, possibly even your fullback to come in around the rucks and try to find some breaks against some forwards who should be starting to tire.
Here's Bevan. He's striding out of another tackle. It's gone to Schofield. He's brought down inside the 2-metre line. But now they're in the position on the football field where they can snavel 2 points out of the wreck. It's gone across to Hardwick, on to Conlon. Now it's with Petherbridge, down and up again. Basketball pass over to Hardwick, and he's ridden into the ground by Warren Fenton. 9 metres away from the line. Back to Scott Gale. Gale, he's going himself. He's over Gale. Scott Gale scores the try. That has clinched victory for Balmain in the dying minutes of the match. Owens comes slowly to his feet, and Whittaker, he knows what's got to be done. It's dummy half play. Certainly nothing more than a run off the dummy half. Petherbridge takes it to ground. It's all over. Well, that's how late the Tigers left it. They left it till the 79th minute to grab the 2 Winfield Cup Premiership points, with Brooks, Schofield and Gale scoring the tries, Conlon landing 3 goals.
That win over Penrith made it 7 straight wins for the Tigers, but the streak couldn't last forever, as the team found out when they ventured south to Endeavour Field.
7th match, I think he told me, for the Sharks today. Docking makes a break, and Docking's gone inside the 22 line. He's very close, he's over. Jonathan Docking has gone all the way. Well, we were just talking about him playing in the front line in defence, but he's blitzed them in this little passage of attack. Wakefield to work it, and it's a good heel by Noble. It's back to Russell, and Russell has been able to go through. He's put the kick through. How fast is the little fellow? He's leading the race. He'll score, I think. Yes, that's a try. That's a try for certain. Yes, he's given the try, and so he should. Hanrahan had the chance to clean it up. He tried, but he failed, and Russell simply persevered. And it was a clever piece of football by Russell. I better check my laws of measurement. Here's Hemsley trying to create havoc. 20 metres out from the line. This will be a penalty for Balmain. And Schofield taking the goal-kicking responsibilities today, with Conlon out injured. There's his kick. Oh, he's a nice-looking kicker too. Beautifully struck straight over the dot. And Balmain get on the board. Chest high, says the referee. I was about to say he looked like he got it straight across the mouth. Here's Carney. And he's got the ball away to Docking. Docking tackle just outside the 22. That was a great pass by Carney. Across now for Hatch. They've got Balmain at 6s and 7s. Here's a Graham Quinn. Graham Quinn's into a very big gap. I think he's going to score. Yes! Graham Quinn scores the try. Balmain appeared to fall off him, thinking that he would pass it. But keep in mind that Graham Quinn, a former Australian representative and a centre three-quarter with St George, he showed that old speed in scoring this try. And plays it back to David Hatch. Across it goes to Russell. Now it's with Carney holding up the pass for Sorensen. Sorensen turns it back for Carney. Carney gets a pass away for Quinn. Quinn to Hatch. Hatch dummies to Russell. Now he gives it to him. Docking's with him. Russell goes himself. Oh, he said it's a try. Docking. Docking has scored. Oh, that's a great piece of football by these 2 little fellows for Cronulla. Shadows lengthening by the minuters. This match gets down to the last 15. McGaw, good work by him. Carney. Carney's gone to the 22. Wakefield around the corner. Pass by Carney. A good one too. It was a great pass by Carney. Gee, he's done some great things in this second half in particular. David Hatch holding it up, getting it away to Sorensen, and the big man scores. Kurt Sorensen, with the number 11 on his back, scores another Cronulla-Sutherland try. Oh, they're absolutely blitzing the Tigers now. Whatever looked like a semblance of a good attacking raid.
The outside back defence by Cronulla has been outstanding. On a number of occasions, Balmain have had the extras, but they just haven't been able to finish them off, and it's been McGaw, basically, who's been coming in and chopping off the ball.
Whittaker, hand off for Hemsley. Gale's got it away. Through Owens. It's with Petherbridge. Petherbridge! Over the 22 line. Here comes a Tigers try. Is it? Very close. It's a try for Rod Petherbridge.
The loss to Cronulla knocked the Tigers back into second place, and despite beating West 16-10 the following Sunday, they still looked below par. Their next engagement was with Canterbury Bankstown at Belmore, and while they didn't yet have their rep stars back, they were boosted by the late inclusion of Conlon, who had missed the previous 2 games through injury.
On the ground with Brooks, and now it's been turned inside by Conlon for Schofield to score yet another Australian try. Gary Schofield strolling in for a Balmain try after Brooks ran on to a perfectly placed pass, just as I was suggesting, and I reckon I finished up with a huge amount of egg on my face, but who cares? Just here, I thought Bridge could have used a little kick out wide over the top. There was nobody at home, but the ball was taken by Davidson. He didn't mess around. He didn't give Farah much peace, and Brooks just ran down towards the 22 line before he found Conlon around on the outside of him. Conlon would have derived a great deal of joy out of this one. And Gary Schofield, he's bagging try after try.
And that's where the hole was. Schofield found himself in a gap then, and it was only a good tackle that nullified Conlon getting the ball away to him. It's on again.
Yes, it sure is on again, and I'll tell you something else that I'm pretty positive was on again. Kerry Hemsley supposedly running decoy. He went slap bang straight into a Canterbury defence man. And we may have missed it at Leichhardt that day, as we've been well reminded, but I didn't miss it today. Gale chipping ahead, Bridge chases, chance, oh, Gearon's made a complete mess of it. It's a try for Gary Bridge. Gary Bridge has scored. Let's have a look at it. Steve Gearon, he looked to have it completely covered, but oh, it just came straight through. And a try for Balmain. Son of former league boss Kevin Humphreys. Here's Clark. Bridge floating it out there. The impetus going off the attack with the floating pass, but Davidson goes down the ground to be 10 metres into Canterbury's territory as they get a big back line out to the right through Gale, Whittaker, Owens, Bridge, quick hands. Schofield has to try and fend off Gearon. Well, Humphreys has got to position himself behind Schofield. He does it now, and Schofield said, thank you for arriving. Here's Gale taking it up a big hole in the middle of the ground, looking for Bridge, cuts him out, floats it out to Gartner. Gartner's inside 32, turns it back on the outside for Schofield. Inside 22, kicks ahead Schofield, it's out on the full, and he can't believe it, Schofield. He can't believe it. How easy. He probably was saying to himself before he put the boot to the leather. Gartner was seen to his best there, but Schofield must have thought, oh, how easy is this going to be? And then all of a sudden he's put it out on the full off the outside edge of the boot. Not on the full, in fact.
It was bad play by Canterbury Bankstown. They had lots of opportunities to stop that attacking raid, but they were just far too slow to reform.
Gale. Gartner, extra man in the back line. Run around on Schofield by Gartner, but snuffed out of it by Peter Mortimer. And here's Conlon now, getting a pass, a penalty to Balmain, right in front of the uprights. I think it was offside against Canterbury as Conlon raises the flags and raises the hopes of Balmain supporters even further. They lead by a whopping 14-0, 27 gone first half. We saw another youngster by the name of Alchin leave his mark on a match last Monday night against Canterbury, playing with the eastern suburb side. Potter, centre kicks. There's a lot of blue and white coming down. Peter Mortimer! The Parrot has scored for Canterbury. One of the game's more likeable characters, Peter Mortimer, affectionately known as the Parrot. And still Canterbury are on, well, the third play the ball to push it. Here they come with it now. Potter, they're going to score, Canterbury. Gearon, yes, it's a try. A try for Canterbury, but I must say this to you. If they had have pushed the football 2 plays earlier, it still would have been the same result. 2 of the game's very best kickers involved in this game. Gearon from the touchline. Beautiful kick, but I don't think it's coming around. Yes, it is! It's a good kick by Steve Gearon from the touchline. 14-12 in favour of the Tigers now. Gillespie. 10 metres into Balmain's area. Across for Alchin. Penalty for Canterbury. Right in front, 33 out. It'll be ironic if Gearon fails with this one. 2 from 2 for Gearon. The funny thing about champion goal kickers, Bill, and I've said it, I've seen it happen for Michael Cronin and Ross Conlon these days. They do tend to miss a lot of these things in front, don't they?
Sometimes the easiest ones become the most difficult because there's more pressure on you. Everyone expects you to make them, and it becomes a very much pressure and a vital kick, as is this one.
Particularly with the scoreline the way it is, and the Winfield Cup Premiership table the way it is. Guerin, he hits it. It's spraying a little bit. It's hit the upright. Well, you wouldn't believe it. They've both done it. Well, what odds that, Graham? It may be the contributing reason for Stanton's decision to bring him off out of his forward pack. Of course, what Frank needs right now in that side are desperate tacklers. An absolute case of defence for him, and totally the opposite for Canterbury. 14-12 to the Tigers. 7 minutes of time remaining as Gale goes across the ground, and he's still going. Gale picks up Whittaker. Whittaker back into the middle, finds Schofield. Oh, Fend and a little swerve and then a sidestep, and look at this Englishman go. Oh, put down your glasses. Schofield scores his second. Well, what an amazing little player is this man, Gary Schofield, recommended to the Balmain club by many a rugby league judge, but there's been no greater admirer of him than Parramatta's and Australia's Peter Sterling. Schofield, but this man, Gale, he was allowed to stay on his feet, blokes going high, every which way but loose they were going, and they allowed Whittaker to do a little bit of sidestepping around Peter Mortimer before Schofield fended off one, got away from another, fended off another, and then he said, oh, where's the try line? This is easy. That's a very good try by Gary Schofield. Good. Gonna have to set themselves up for something. Oh, it's too late anyway. There it goes, the siren, and I couldn't help but notice the joy on the face of Ross Conlon. He did a couple of kangaroo hops. He's just put the thumbs up to the people in the crowd. And a very happy man is he. Balmain 18, Canterbury 12.
It wasn't pretty, but after that win over the defending premiers, the Tigers were back on top of the table. Next up was a Saturday afternoon clash against fellow finals aspirants Manly, who were battling for form after winning just 2 of their previous 6 premiership games.
Another pass, he had Gale looming up, couldn't slip it. Last tackle for Balmain. Gale puts it up high. Who's back there? Cleel's missed it. This is a chance. Schofield. And Pearce is going to score the try. Great start by Balmain. They've been magnificently committed in defence. Cochrane to Haslap. Cochrane again. He's seen a bit of space. He's going pretty well. He's going to score. Well, wasn't that a shot? Balmain defence, which had been so good in the early minutes, really opened right up that time, trying to whip away through some sort of gap. Didn't quite materialise for him. Elias to Roach. Roach charging. Ooh, he almost slipped that ball to Paul Clark. Pearce galloping down there. This is a great break by Pearce. Brooks is with him. Brooks back inside. Away goes Gary Bridge. And he's just stopped. He's in. He's in. Bridge is in for the try. It looked like he was going to be stopped short of the line by Bosted. He got out of the tackle. And it was Wayne Pearce, the Balmain captain, who made a tremendous break here. He's so strong that he tried to drive through. Look at him get going away from Glenn Ryan. Slipped a nice ball to Brooks, who could see he was going to go. Got the ball well to Bridge, and at that moment it looked as though Bosted had him, but Bridge determinedly got out of it to score. Roach again. Gale. That's Pearce. Pearce straightens through a gap and heads for the corner. Will Pearce get there? He looks for support, and Gary Jack scores the try, and it's right under the posts. Another thrilling Balmain try, and it started when Steve Roach Almost half-time. Hasler makes a good break. Where's the support? He might go on his own. He's going to score. Well, that was a timely try for Manly. Controlling the ball pretty well. Shearer fires the ball. Melrose, even wider of the ruck. Cochrane looking for somebody. Who's there? Borton goes for the line. Another pass. Cochrane's over. He's in. Mal Cochrane scores his second try. And Manly doing a Balmain there, keeping the ball alive. Melrose to level the scores. It's there. And after 10 minutes in the second half, it's 16-all. 16-all at Leica. Tap by Pearce. And another little punch going in there from the Manly prop, Phil Daly. This could be the sin bin this time.
Well, this is his third caution. He had 2 in the first 5 minutes. He's just told him, there it is, 10 minutes. Referee Roberts telling him that's the third time he's had to be spoken to, and here's a penalty in a very handy position for Ross Conlon. Here's the incident. Watch Daly coming in from the right of the screen, and there's his right arm. Whack.
Straight through. Ross Conlon puts Balmain in the lead. 25 minutes left. Balmain lead 18-16. Daly's back on the field for Manly. They've got their full complement of 13 again. Crashed upfield for Balmain by Roach.
Manly have done exceptionally well. There's a penalty, and they're getting far too many penalties away.
A 55-metre attempt at penalty from Ross Conlon. Not a bad kick. Yes, he did it easily. It went over, touch and goal on the full. The Balmain fans are going berserk. 4 points clear, Balmain. Paulson. Hasler. Melrose. Oh, that could be nasty. Look at Schofield. Schofield's going to score his 8th try of the season, and that should wrap it up for Balmain. A poor pass, capitalised on by Gary Schofield, the English import who's done so much for Balmain. Balmain playing for the Siren at the moment. Look at that. That was a tired attempt to take the ball, and that's full time. And Balmain have had a very good win here to cement their spot at the top of the competition table in the Winfield Cup. They've won the match in front of their very keen home crowd, 24-16.
The Tigers were lucky to seize the 2 competition points the following weekend after a field goal from Schofield gave them a 7-6 win over Easts. They had the bye in round 21, while in round 22, they returned to a heaving Leichhardt Oval for a blockbuster encounter with fellow premiership frontrunners St George, who were aiming to join the Tigers in equal first place on the premiership ladder.
Hemsley gets it to Conlon. It's a sensational try. The Tigers have scored and the crowd has gone absolutely berserk. A crowd of around 22,000. Partisan Balmain have seen the Tigers come out roaring in the opening minutes of the match. Right in the middle of the ground, Bevan is off. Bridge is on now. In jumper 17. They'll go for the air here, I would think, Balmain. Back it goes for David Brooks. A drop goal shot. It looks beautiful. He's got it. It's 7 points to 0 now in favour of the Tigers. It was spun back for David Brooks. And he had all the time in the world. And he put it straight over the black and gold dot here at Leichhardt. 7-0 to the home side. Hemsley across the top of John Owens underneath as they come back to the centre of the ground, and Jarvis.
They're finding it hard to break the line, aren't they? And I think this is where Perry Haddock and Steve Lanane have got to take the initiative and kick.
Ritchie inside the 40-metre line. He's still going. He ran away from Steve Lanane though. Lanane got there to support him, but he ran away from him. Young, John Fafita now. Fafita gets it to Beattie. Beattie is
That's a try.
Morris puts it down. Referee Roberts giving the try. That's the fourth tackle now. He's playing the ball back to Ritchie, away to Young. He switches it across back to where it was before. Haddock gives the pass to Note. Note gets inside Owens. Note has got the full back to beat. He's over! It's a try for Billy Note. But I thought Gary Jack had him. And I think Gary Jack thought he did too.
This crowd, they certainly are getting their money's worth. They're jam-packed in here. There's not room for another individual, I don't think. Look at them. They've grabbed everything they can. Rooftops, tops of toilets, fences, anything at all. Have a look at these two blokes. Thank goodness it's not a scorcher. They wouldn't be sitting down for a while.
I still think that St George have got opportunities to use their kicking game a little bit more. Balmain are playing no cover defence except Gary Jack back, and I'm sure they'd get success out of it.
Great ball by Craig Young to Barry Haddock. Now it's Billy Noak again. He didn't take a look that time. He had Linane running free on his outside. And it's a penalty to the Saints, and it's a sin bin. A sin bin for Gary Jack of 10 minutes.
Here's O'Connor now.
30 metres out on a bit of an angle. He's got it again, Michael O'Connor. He's taken St George to a lead of 14 points to 7. So Balmain are now in a very strong attacking position, only 15 metres out. Gale away to John Owens, and Owens stands in a tackle. It's gone to Elias, and Elias is pulled down. 18 minutes of the NEC big game remaining, and it's a penalty to Balmain. Well, of course, they've got Gary Schofield, who's a very accomplished goal kicker. David Brooks, of course, kicks goals just fine. He was the Balmain kicker last year, but this man Schofield, they say, has a very impressive goal-kicking record back in England. So a very worried Frank Stanton. Gary Schofield is the kicker. His side down by 7. They need this one. He's got it. Yes, he's got it. The Tigers are back within striking distance. But I'm telling you, the noise here has been absolutely deafening today. Funnel is tackled 30 metres out, 14-9 in favour of the Dragons. Conlon suffering from concussion. That's the report from the rooms. And it's knocked down by O'Connor. Gale's away. He's very fast. He's still going, Gale. He picks up Davidson. Davidson tackled. Davidson has tackled 10 metres out from the line. St George trying to reassemble. It's a push ball to the right. Away to Elias. On to Schofield. He gets out of a tackle. He steps back in field. He picks up Gary Jack. Kerry Hemsley. It's now Scott Gale. Gale striding up to the 5-metre line. He's held there. Balmain piling on the pressure. Hemsley. Gary Schofield. Schofield's a metre out from the line. 14 points to 9 in favour of the Dragons. With 10 to go. It's Scott Gale. Long ball for Gardner. Gardner floats it out for Humphreys. He'll score. Humphreys is in. Humphreys has scored. Wide out. It's 14 points to 13. Another sensational game between the Dragons and the Tigers. Young Stephen Humphreys scores the try. He can earn all his fee here with this kick. From the touchline. It looks good. It looks good. It's a goal. He's kicked it from the sideline, and the crowd has erupted. The Balmain crowd has erupted. The home side is a point in front.
And isn't that David Brooks' field goal in the first half looking important now? And it wouldn't surprise me at all that if St George can get down in the Balmain quarter, that they'll also look for a field goal. They'd be prepared to settle for a draw in this one.
St George have got 6 more tackles. It's Perry Haddock stretching it out to Michael O'Connor. He gets away from 2 forwards. He kicks ahead. Hemsley might have taken him late. He did. It's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a St George penalty for Michael O'Connor to change the scoreline in their favour. If he can, Saints go back to the lead. He hits it. He's got it. He's got it. Yes, sirree. Michael O'Connor puts
It's the Dragons in front by a point. Let me say this, there hasn't been a loser out there today. In reality, I suppose there has been, but by Jove, you've turned on a great one for the crowd, both on TV and here today. They pot the field goal. Michael O'Connor dropped goals, and the Saints lead by 17 points to 15. Official attendance 21,707 as Benny Elias goes from dummy. It's a penalty to Balmain. Balmain have a chance to level. Gary Schofield will be called across to shoot for 1 point. He can level at 17 all and leave Balmain on their own at the top of the table. He's missed it. It left the boot badly, and Saints come down with it. It's Glenn Burgess, tackled 5 metres out from the St George line. 7 metres into St George's territory, fed by Gale, won by the black and golds. Out to Campbell, away to Schofield. Schofield tackled right on the halfway line. The siren must be only a matter of seconds out. It's a penalty to Balmain for holding him down in the tackle. Pearce is saying to Schofield, can you kick it? They're going to go for it. 1 metre on their own side of halfway. Well, I don't know whether Schofield's a long kicker of the ball or not, but he must think he is.
Well, I'd feel a lot more confident if it was Ross Conlon.
So, there is no doubt that Pearce said, do you reckon you can get the distance? Schofield said, I'll give it a shot. David Brooks would have had the length for this, you know. Brooks is the bloke who would have had the length.
Well, there's a strong wind behind him, and maybe distance isn't a factor. It's just a matter of steering it straight.
Here he goes, 52 metres out. He's missed it. Graham O'Grady takes it back. Heart-stopping stuff here at Leichhardt. O'Grady with a block-busting run. He's still going. O'Grady to the halfway line. There's the siren. It's all over. A memorable game of rugby league, provided by 2 very good rugby league sides.
Despite their loss to the Dragons, the Tigers maintained first spot on the ladder thanks to their superior for and against. However, they would need to be on the top of their game during the final 3 weeks of the season. With the finals just around the corner, it was fitting that the Tigers ventured to the Sydney Cricket Ground for their next match, a Monday night encounter with the struggling Steelers, who were desperately trying to avoid the wooden spoon.
This kick going down to Stephen Humphries, who was on the run, so he decided to keep running, and now he's given it to Gardner. Gardner going down the touchline on the showground side. Big run by Gardner. Gale. Brooks. Brooks will nearly score. Conlon will. It's a try to Balmain. Scored by Ross Conlon. It all started from a John Doherty kick that was marked on the run by Stephen Humphries to Gardner, and then it came quickly across the ground. 2 cut-out passes. Brooks ran into an opening, and then it was Conlon who was able to put the ball down for Balmain to lead by 4 points to 0. And we're on the 5th tackle of Balmain's first set of 6. And the penalty goes to Illawarra. It's against Hemsley for lashing out with the boots in the tackle. He was getting plenty of treatment, Hemsley, by the same token, so he decided to hand a little bit out himself. So referee Barnes has been asked the question by Pearce. And Hemsley is, as you can see, saying something to Pearce. But it's back to Joe Cool. Beautiful night in Sydney as Doherty punches it sweetly straight between the uprights. Illawarra's first points. Balmain 4, the Steelers 2. And the ball played back to Elias, across to Gale, now to Bridge, the run around for Gale. He cuts out Hemsley, picks up Schofield, but there's defence all over the shop. A run around on Owens, back to Gale, now it goes out to Davidson. Davidson goes for the corner. Oh, that's a try. That's a try that Illawarra didn't probably deserve to have scored against them because their defence has been quite strong, but on this occasion, the last last two players, David Moon and Steve Larder, gave a pretty ordinary exhibition of how to stop a wing three-quarter with little ground to work in. You see it again, be the judge, but here was Gale on a run-around mission on John Owens, and then he gave it to Davidson, but Davidson has only got a couple of metres to work in. He beat Larder. Larder went in with the shoulders, but he didn't clamp with the arms. Pizzetti again, tackled by Brooks over the top of him. They're behind 8-2 and 2 tries to 0, but well, this has got to be a penalty to Illawarra against David Brooks. There he is on the field. He's 40 metres out. With the clock showing just seconds remaining, they could have gone for a fair bit of distance from the kick and maybe fluked a 6-pointer. Although I suppose off the tap it was going to be always very predictable what they had to do. It was going to have to be a bomb. So he's a kicker who stands the ball vertical. And he's going to come round the corner. He's got plenty of height. I like this. He's got it. Oh, good kick. How do you feel, Raymond? It's 8 points to 4 in favour of Balmain.
You noticed I wouldn't say a word.
You stayed right out of it. Thanks a lot. Here's half-time. Have a Tuies or something. We'll be back in a moment. You can hear people on the effects microphone singing out, "You're kidding." I'm glad we had that replay, that Tuies replay. Here's Gary Bridge. He's home singing ragtime. Balmain, a 4-pointer. Should the scores remain as they are now, as it goes across to Conlon, tries to straighten on the 22 line. I'm just going to give you the points for and against if you're interested in this minor premiership result and the team that'll get the week's rest. Actually, I think that's the thing that's more important than who is actually adjudged as minor premiers. Here's Gale going for the drop. He's got it. Yes, sirree. Another point for Balmain. 15 to 4 now. You probably get this. 1 from 5. Ross Conlon. He hits it. And he's got it. Ross Conlon from the halfway line. 17 to 4. In favour of the Tigers. Pizzetti, Worthington. Well, this result, 17 to 4, seconds remaining in the match. It'll look as though on the record books Balmain had an easy win here at the cricket ground tonight when we look back on it in years to come, but they certainly have been thrilled with the performances in this Illawarra side tonight. They can hold their heads right up.
The Tigers were at the cricket ground again the next Monday, this time taking on the Raiders, who were simply playing for pride after a disappointing campaign in 1985.
Paddington Hill corner. 5 gone for the black and golds. The bomb from Gale. The breeze behind it. Corkery under it. Oh, what a test for him. It's a try. John Davidson has scored. Well, what an essay to give a young man in the shape of young Matthew Corkery. His average this season, 61.7. So there he is, right on line with that one. Here's Bridge. Bridge! Still going, Gary Bridge. Nobody's at home. It's too late to shut the gate. The damage has been done. The little blonde-headed 5/8 for Balmain. Here's Davidson. Away from Hoffman. Infield for Gale. He's very fast. Gale running like the name suggests. Behind the uprights and scores. Oh, yes, sir. The gates I'm led to believe have opened and the floodwaters are going exactly the way Balmain wanted them to.
Roach through Owens. Schofield. Oh, what a beautiful
What a beautiful dummy by Schofield, and what a fend inside his bridge. Carey's got him, the passes forward out to Humphreys. Tackled by Dean Lance. Gale goes from dummy half. He picks up another 5 metres. They've still got a couple of tackles remaining, the Tigers. Big Roach takes it ahead towards the blind side, flops the ball out wide to Jack and on to Davidson. That's a try. Well, that's a nice piece of work by Balmain. Big Steve Roach. He played his part, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think Steve Roach knows he's even out there.
The things that first-grade footballers do just are second nature, and how they don't really have to think about what's happening, it just happens for them.
Oh, beautiful ball by Gale. Schofield did his job, so did Humphrey, so did Pearson. Gale again. Oh, look at this! Schofield! Inside it goes for Marquino. This deserved a try. I hope they get it. They did! That's a great try by Balmain. You won't see any better. Defence or no defence. Scott Gale, he was absolutely brilliant. If you're looking for a golden try, put that one down in your top 5. Gale gives this beautiful ball right across their faces. Schofield, one motion, catch and pass. Humphreys takes the tackle. Pearce, he does likewise. And Gale gets involved again. You didn't see him the second time, the little fellow. Then Schofield, big Marquito, and then back it goes again for Schofield. And the Englishman's in for another Australian try. That's as good a try as I've seen this year, if not the best. 22 out, Conlon 5 in, hits it sweetly, and he's kept it with another 2 points. 30 points to 2 in favour of the Tigers in Monday Night Football. Hoffman 8 metres out at acting half to O'Sullivan. He gets off the left foot, and Chris O'Sullivan tackled. A couple of metres out from the line. Bacco hitting it towards that line. He's got the ball down. That's a try. It's a try for Canberra. And even with the scoreline the way it reads out, it wouldn't please Balmain coach Frank Stanton. So Canberra 10 metres out from the line. Bellamy and O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan puts a kick in. And Carey's come from behind the kicker to put it down and score. Well, it was almost a nonchalant cover-up from Gary Jack. Gale plays it now. Billy Kane. There's the siren. It's over for another Monday night. Balmain 30, Canberra 12.
After 2 straight games against competition also-rans, the Tigers faced a far more difficult proposition during the penultimate round of the Premiership, as they travelled to Belmore to face an Eels side whose finals hopes were hanging by a thread following an astounding 22-20 loss to Easts in round 24.
Jack has seen the Tigers defending instead of attacking. A try to Ray Price. Well, what in the name of goodness was Balmain doing? Sterling put the grubber kick ahead, and Ray Price has jumped out of the ground and scored. Tackle number 5. Away to Sterling. Holds it back for Kenny. Kenny's in. Parramatta has scored its second try. And the second try coming at the 5-minute marker. Gale puts the kick up. Gross underneath it. Gross lost it. Owens has got it. Away it goes to Schofield. Cut down by Price. Gets the pass across through 2 sets of hands. And here's a try for Balmain. No, he's ruled the ball lost. He's ruled the ball lost by Scott Gale. John Owens. And they're inside the 10. Three's against him, but not all that strong. There's his kick. Looks beautiful off the boot. He's got it. Conlon puts the first points on the board for the Tigers. Parramatta 12, Balmain 2. He's about 25 metres out from the Balmain line. And it's gone through Taylor and Lowy to Cronin. Cronin! Oh, he sliced through them like hot butter. Jack won't get him. Cronin scores. Cronin picks up a try. And he'll play it right in front of the uprights. Taylor goes himself 3 metres out from the line.
16-2 at the moment. It could well change in a matter of seconds as Kenny looks. Oh, Kenny has passed the ball when he was over the line. Cronin has scored his second. Cronin has put it down for his second try, but Brett Kenny, I'm sure the replay will support me, he's passed the ball over the try line. 6 metres away from the Parramatta line. Across now for Conlon. Oh, there's the hesitation that Parramatta needed. Across to Bridge. Spread out to Elias. Elias is going for the line. He flick passes. They must score surely. Owens to Pearce. Pearce will score. Pearce scores for Balmain. But here he comes. Beautiful kick. Oh, that's a screamer of a kick from Ross Conlon. Right over the dot. 20 points to 8 now. 5 tackles gone. And they're still likely to push this ball. Sterling gets the bomb in. It's probably too deep. Oh, that was a terrible bounce. Kenny has scored for Parramatta. Well, what an awful bounce for Gary Jack.
Well, forwards definitely been their problem, especially the front row. But in answering your question before about their strike power out wide, these are the guys that are going to win the game for us.
Sterling! Now it's Taylor! Gary Bridge is mowing him down. Price has been pulled back into play. Roth will score. Eric Roth will go in behind the uprights. Well, Kevin Roberts, he had plenty to rule on there. Little Taylor, well, Sterling didn't have the pace. Dummy half is a sharp. It's gone to Peter Sterling. He dances and he's in. Peter Sterling has scored one of his own tries. When I say that, he created it and he put the icing on it. Sterling. This is Laurie bursting into an opening. And there's the siren. The crowd goes up as one. And it certainly is a joyous farewell.
What a shocking loss, and the last thing Frank Stanton would have wanted just 2 weeks out from the semi-finals. What made matters worse is that St George also walloped Canberra 50-6, meaning that not only had the Dragons leapfrogged the Tigers into outright first with 40 competition points, but they also held a 26-point differential over the Black and Golds. Balmain returned to Leichhardt for the final game of the regular season, needing a win against South Sydney to be any chance of taking the minor premiership. In a spiteful match, South swinger Peter Davies ultimately handed the game to the Tigers when he was sent off for allegedly elbowing Kevin Hardwick. Balmain had led 14-6 at the time of Davies' departure, and the extra man proved decisive as they raced away to a 30-12 win. That said, it wasn't exactly a happy afternoon. With Bridge battling a knee injury, Stanton had opted to test rookie Michael Campbell at 5'8", a position that had proved problematic during the previous few weeks. Unfortunately, Campbell suffered a dislocated shoulder early in the game, and after testing Gale, Ron Ryan, and even Gardner at 5'8", the Balmain mentor seemed no closer to solving his number 6 problem. Worse still, the Dragons won their final match of the season against Norse, meaning they claimed the minor premiership, along with the coveted week's rest during the opening round of the final series. However, before the big games got underway, there were some celebrations to be had, as Captain Wayne Pearce claimed the Rothmans medal after being named the best and fairest player in the Winfield Cup. The Tigers' opponent in their opening finals encounter was Canterbury, who had qualified in 3rd spot, and like their match back in round 5, this one ended up being an epic.
In wanting to hand it out to Balmain in defence, but they were over-enthusiastic that time. Conlon got it away nicely. It's a goal. Balmain draws first blood. They lead 2-0 over Canterbury in this NEC semi-final. Vertically, if I can put it that way, the hand is in the air, the elbow is immediately below it. It's not in the mould of what you might say running with a cocked elbow where it's horizontal to the ground. But nevertheless, he's using it as a protector. This is Gary Jack, and now it's Russell Gardner. Gardner high flying inside the 22. Outside for Gary Schofield. He's picked up a try. It's a try-scoring wizard, this fellow, Gary Schofield. You don't have to be reminded of it. Look at the jubilation on the Tigers. And I guess some of them are saying, and they said we couldn't handle the big time. They'll handle the big time, don't worry about that.
Well, this is the try that Balmain coach Frank Stanton would have been looking for early in the match.
It's Andrew Farrer taking the line drop out this time. I'm blown if I know why he didn't take the previous one.
Gary Jack out and around. He's got clear space. Mortimer in cover. Great tackle. Heavens above, Gary Jack highlighted a deficiency in the Canterbury defence out wide.
Balmain are doing them for pace at every opportunity.
Gary Bridges stretched it back to the other side. Gardner goes infield. He picks up Big Marquito. It's gone back and Wayne Pearce dives over. I guess yes, it is Wayne Pearce. But the touch judge has got something to say to his referee. No try. Well, what's going on here? Here's Marquito getting a great pass away to Pearce. And Pearce lunges at the line. I don't think he got it down, you know, looking at that replay. Mortimer sweeping it back to the blind side for Hagan. Hagan, good football. Here's Michael Potter inside. Here come the Bulldogs. From Billy Johnson, it's gone to Stevie Mortimer. Back for Terry Lamb, and Canterbury scores. 75-metre try. Lamb hits it sweetly, and he's got it. Good kick by Terry Lamb to convert his own try. Canterbury and Balmain, 6-all now. Steve Mortimer with the kick and chase, and it's a penalty to Canterbury. Let's have a look at it on the replay. Oh, it's a trip. Attempted trip by Steve Roach. Hits it nicely. It's getting away a touch, but he's got it. Another goal for Terry Lamb. Canterbury 8, Balmain 6. 15 metres out from the line. I'd be coming back the blind because there's a few players out there. Oh, he's given a penalty. It's a penalty to Balmain and a chance for Ross Conlon to draw this match. There'd be no team that Ross Conlon would like to kick a goal like this against outside of Canterbury. There's his kick, and he's got it! Ross Conlon has drawn the match at 8 points all. Penrith and Manly, they've done it already. Now it looks almost inevitable that Balmain and Canterbury will be forced to go the extra 20 minutes.
And watch out for the field goals, because there'll be plenty of them flying about.
Scott Gale getting it outside the 22. There's the sign on the Diamond Vision screen. And there it is, the siren has sounded. The turnaround is on. The final score after 80 minutes, 8-all. But we've got 20 minutes now to go. Played back now to Elias and away for Gary Schofield. Shapes the kick, passes to Humphrey. He backs him up, and now it's a forward pass. The referee has ruled a forward pass. That's Potter. Farrer to the halfway line. Got rid of Ross Conlon. He's got support on the inside. He's still going. Andrew Farrer scores. Andrew Farrer scores for Canterbury Bankstown. Oh boy. Andrew Farrer with a sensational game buster. Beautiful kick by Lamb.
So close, yet so far for the Tigers. After losing an extra time epic in such heartbreaking circumstances, they were drawn to face the revitalised Eels in a sudden death semi-final. And to make matters worse, they would be without Pearce, who was hospitalised after sustaining a serious eye injury during the second half of the Canterbury game.
About 15 metres out, there's trouble here for Balmain as Sterling puts the cross kick bomb in, but there's not a great deal of pressure as Schofield takes it. He's tackled by Peter Ford. It's all been Parramatta. Here's the cross kick bomb, as you can see. Hang on, Parramatta's come up with the ball. Oh, what a
great pick-up by Eric Grove. Steve Ella picked the ball up, spun it in one action, and Eric Grove has picked the ball up and scored. He's tackled 8 metres out on the fourth. Dummy half is Benny Elias. To the open side, he finds Roach, who flicks it out the back for Scott Gale. Across to Gary Schofield. There's a try coming for the Tigers. Yes! Gary Jack scores. Scoreboard corner. Gary Jack scores the try. Dummy half is Paul Taylor. He puts in a little kick. Price is chasing. So is Taylor. There's going to be a try. Oh, how easy. How easy for Paul Taylor. Well, Balmain. Where was Gary Jack? Question 1. Where was the cover defence or sweeper number 2? Deary's made some tackles in this first half. Something like a dozen of them as the ball is bombed and up they go for it. And it's down to Paul Taylor. Well, what a take. Paul Taylor built the size of a jockey up above the pack. Have a look at this. Gary Jack pulled the trigger first. Taylor waited and he came down with the ball. A great first half of football in conditions such as these. And if you didn't enjoy that, then, geez, you're hard to please.
Sterling will probably drive this down the centre of the field. Here he is. The attempted charge down was on from Benny Elias. And it's an up and under. And it was Price who sped it out the back to Taylor. Taylor to Kenny. They've got the numbers. Now it's Steve Ella. Ella's going inside 32. Inside 22. Taken by Hunt. Hunt gets it away to Cronin. Cronin will score. That's a try. A miraculous try. Scored by the Parramatta machine. He's tackled 11 metres out from the Balmain line. Mosley is the acting half. Sterling decides to chip. He'll score, Sterling. Yes, it's a try. It's a try adjacent to the uprights for the little fellow, Peter Sterling. Well, if anybody had any doubts, Mark Laurie to play it on 5. Out it goes to Sterling. Now it's Kenny. Kenny scores. This semi-final is now turning into a massacre. Beautiful play by Sterling. Played back to Don Price, given to Sterling, now to Kenny, now it's on to Sharp and gone to Grote, and Grote is just too big and too strong, and he goes in through the tackle of Gary Bridge to score Parramatta's 6th try of the match. But don't be surprised if he would put Taylor in his top 3, top 4.
Good run by Ford. Laurie flicks it out the back. Sterling picks it up and centre field bombs it. Up they go. It's down to Brett Kenny. It came off a Balmain leg and back to another Balmain player. And the referee has heard the siren. There's a player injured. The Balmain player is injured. Oh, he's opened up his right eye badly. This was the last throw of the dice in the match. Kevin Hardwick got Ray Price's shin bone right across the eye. And he's coming off with the assistance of the trainer. But let's have a look at the scoreboard in finality.
It was a sad way to end what had been a spectacular season for the gallant Tigers. Eliminated from the finals in straight sets. However, Frank Stanton's men still had a lot to be proud about, having won their first top-grade trophy since 1976, while also achieving their highest finish on the premiership table since 1969. There is no doubt that this was the season that the young Tigers made the step up from promising youngsters to genuine premiership contenders. And it will be a year that will continue to live long in the memory of those who have black and gold blood pumping through their veins.